Welcome back to the Fitness Show, brought to you by UFC Gym of Santa Clarita. My name is Ellen Como, and I'm here with Vanessa and Lyndon Coleman.
Yes.
And they are two coaches at UFC Gym Santa Clarita, and we're going to talk about what they do, the classes that they do. I know Vanessa went into a little bit of it, but it's really nice for somebody sitting at home or in their car driving to hear really what goes on in a classroom, especially if you've never walked into a gym before. I think even if you haven't walked into a gym, you have heard of PYO and you've heard of spin. You've heard of those two, and we call it cycle or spin, either one. But you've heard of those words. But if you've never, and it happens all the time, I'll say someone's, going to Vanessa's class, she's teaching cycle right now. I've never taken a class before. And if you can take away some of the stigma, some of the that unknown away from them, they're probably going to be a lot more willing to walk in the door and try it out. So first I want you to talk about cycle, indoor cycle. I know that's your passion. You love doing that, right?
Yeah.
And talk about, let's say someone never ever walked in a door of a cycle class before and they're here for the first time. So what would you tell them and how would you describe the class to them?
Okay, if I'm being honest, I will tell them that their butt is going to hurt for a couple days, for a while. And I tell people that because after the class, and they're so sore there, they never want to come back. So I just want people to know it goes away. It sounds weird, but you form like an invisible callus. I know it's weird, but it's the truth. But I think that when people walk into a cycle class, either what my husband's told me, what a lot of men think, they think, oh, that's an hour of cycling on a bike, that's easy. And then women tend to think, I can never cycle that long. That is so crazy. That's too hard of a class. It's for athletes. It's for, people that are stronger than me. And what you need to know first, I would like you to do it at UFC so I can help you. But if you're not and you're somewhere else, you need to know proper form. Proper form is going to completely change your workout. If you have improper form, you will have back issues. You'll have knee issues. Cycle is non-impact, so it's not supposed to bring pain to your back or to your knees. It could be the way that you're positioned on a bike. Also, the music and the teamwork and the camaraderie in a cycle room is everything. That's what builds you up. That's what makes the hour go by fast. Not to mention the sweat like no other, right? And you just have to get past, I always tell people, give a new workout, give it, I would say 6 weeks, but give it a month. Give it a month, do cycle twice a week. I always say it's not going to be easier, but you're going to get stronger. And you're going to produce that strength that you never thought you had. And so what else? Am I missing something with cycle?
No, I think also you said really good was, in cycle what a lot of people don't get is you can work in your own level and strive for what's next because you're sitting down, you're not jumping around the room, you're not doing anything, you're not running anywhere with someone, you're sitting stationary. So if it's your first time there, that person next to you might be doing a lot more and harder than you are. It doesn't mean that you're not working to your top level, and their top level might be more, but you can be right next to each other doing the same thing.
Exactly.
So that's great. It's such a great way to look at it. And 2 times a week, I think is optimum. That's like you want to cycle 2 days a week. It's perfect.
And it's a great way to get in your cardio. Also, at UFC, the bikes have the red box, which are really, I know I didn't know what to call it, the mechanism red box.
That's the technical term, the red box.
And it helps so much to have a number to strive for, to have a number, because what I noticed a lot walking around where people were too low, there wasn't enough tension on, they weren't working. And a lot of times if you don't have enough tension on, you're actually hurting yourself, and you're almost wasting some of your time. So that's another important thing to know. But to give it just a try, just see. No one's gonna look at you funny if you're not keeping up. If you're too tired, I always tell people, if you're too tired or you're feeling dizzy or you're like, this is not, then just sit back and just ride the bike.
Yeah, you can kind of opt out for a couple of seconds.
Yeah,
until you get your breath back.
Exactly.
And cycle is part of the membership. That's one thing. When you pay for the membership at UFC Gym, you get everything.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, oh, you pay this much and you get that, and then you pay this much and you'll get this much. You pay your one monthly rate. The only thing you're going to pay more for is personal training.
Right.
So just to say that. Okay, let's talk about PIO.
Oh my goodness, PIO is my love.
PIO.
Yeah.
PIO and cycle are my love. It's such a dream that I get to do both. And if people have heard of PIO, they've probably heard of it through infomercials, and maybe it is at other gyms. I do want to warn everyone that PIO has evolved and it's changed. So sometimes the PIO in certain gyms isn't the actual PIO of what it is now, because it's evolved so much, it's changed so much. I loved it so much, I became a master trainer for it, and just was passionate about teaching instructors how to teach this format. And it is completely out of your comfort zone, but that's where change comes, that's where growth comes. Every single person needs to PIO, I'm going to say it right now. And it can be intimidating because you see these, crazy yoga poses, and we tend to go kind of fast. And right now with UFC is a great opportunity to do PIO with me because I'm going so slow because everyone is new. I'm actually going to do a master class for it October, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I think that's October 7th. Just to give the members an idea so they don't feel so intimidated just walking into a class. But what it is it is yoga poses done through choreography. So if you don't have to know yoga. To be honest, it doesn't even, you just need a body to do PIO. And really, you just do. And I always modify, I cater to beginners because that's who I need to cater to. There's different modifications. You don't have to do the crazy PIO flips. And I'm not even introducing that yet until people get a little bit more advanced. But you're using your own weight as, you're using your own weight.
As your resistance.
Thank you. I
So,
cannot think of resistance.
You said
Okay.
That's why we're all here together.
Thank you.
It's yoga poses, so what's the difference between PIO and yoga?
The difference between PIO and yoga is more and I love yoga. I honestly bow down to yoga instructors. They're incredible. But yoga is more holding poses, a little bit more meditation. PIO is not mind body. There's no meditation. There's no turning off the lights. There's no candles. It is an athletic workout. And it comes with, I think it's 7 different formats. So you'll always do warm up. You'll do, heat building, lower body, flow. It always comes in these separate little segments of the workout.
So it's faster.
Yeah, it's much faster. But I don't want faster to scare people. That's why I don't say it's faster, but it is a lot faster.
Well, it's controlled.
It's controlled.
It's a controlled speed, but it moves quicker.
Yeah.
But yoga moves very, very slow. So
Yeah.
you're just gonna, so I would just say controlled at a controlled speed.
Yes, and I'll say the creator, Shalene Johnson, she created PIO because she was in a yoga class and she has ADD and ADHD issues, or ADD, and she could not focus
That's
at a
me.
yoga class. Yeah, so she's like, well, I'm going to create something that people like me will like, and that's exactly what it is. You go from Warrior 1 to Warrior 2, and then you go to Down Dog, and you're consistently moving, and you will sweat like never, ever before, and it's changed my body. One more thing I have to add is that I had tailbone issues for so many years, and I went to chiropractor after chiropractor, and I love chiropractors, but nobody could heal that. And I started PIO, and within a month of PIO, I have no tailbone, no lower back issues, and it's all because of PIO. So it's a great workout.
I love that. Okay, Lyndon,
Hi.
you get to talk.
Wow. Okay. This is my
I'm so sorry.
I think it's
I'm
so
gonna
cute.
take over.
This is so cute, actually. And I'm as bad as you. So I'm going, oh,
I
poor
know.
Lyndon, I'm sorry.
I'm used
Between
to
the
it.
two of us.
I know. We would never get anything done.
Right?
We
We would just talk. So go ahead. I want to talk about the classes that you teach over at UFC Gym. And if someone was walking in the door, really give them a description, because we have no pictures. We're on the air. So
Right.
we just really want to describe it all to them. What are they going to have?
Okay, so I do DUT and boxing conditioning. So DUT is very similar to what people know as boot camp. So there's push-ups, TRX, there's the tire flip, there's a bunch of equipment that we get to use. In addition to that, you get to use your body weight. So I like to mix things up all the time. I don't tell people what day it is. I don't tell people it's a leg day or it's upper body, because I've learned in the past that if I say it's leg day, then they're going to say, oh, I did legs 2 days ago, so I'm going to pass. So when you come to my class, you don't know what you're going to get. It's always different. And then a lot of times I'm adjusting, because I may think I'm going to have 10 people and the other day I had 20. Or I might think I'm going to have 20 and then I had 4.
Yep.
So I'm constantly changing, and that comes with experience, being able to do that. But I constantly modify the class to fit who's there. And we'll do some stuff outside. Sometimes we'll warm up in the cycle class. Sometimes we warm up on the treadmill. I also do modifications for everything. So if I'm having everyone do a burpee and you're not comfortable doing a burpee, you don't have to tell me. I'm just going to show everyone this is a burpee, this is a modification. So every move I do is going to have a modification. So it's for all ages. There's a lot of young adults in our class, in our gym, that are 10, 11, 12 years old that take class.
I love that.
I know.
It's awesome. They work out with their
They're
parents.
working out right next to their parents. I
so
love
awesome.
that about
Yeah.
our gym. Now, my class, a lot of them don't come new because I'm a little bit more, my classes are so technical.
Right.
And a little kid, it's just, there's so much going on. But, that I love the fact that at our gym, your kids aren't shoved away in the
No.
bathroom. They are working out next to you if you want to. Or let's say you need like that hour to yourself, you can send them off to their own class.
Exactly.
So you have the choice.
Yeah.
A lot
Love
of
that.
freedom in that. So,
Yeah.
So that's what I do with DUT. I love having. I'm very creative, so I love having the ability to have what I had at my boot camp, but even more toys to play with. And then boxing conditioning. So I teach boxing conditioning, which is different than a boxing class. I don't teach people how to box. I will give you a class with boxing in it, and I will help you with your form and things like that. But that class is a workout.
Oh, yes.
It's a workout. You're hitting the
Crazy
bag,
cardio
you're doing
workout.
abs, we're doing jump rope, we're sculpting, we're adding lean muscle. And back to the DUT, what I forgot to mention is in the DUT class, I like to really encourage people to lift heavy. So a lot of people are afraid to lift heavy, especially women. I don't want to get buff and look like those competitors. But those women that are that big, they
Are
work
taking
out.
supplements.
Yeah, and they work out like 8 hours a day.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're not going to get buff. You're going to add lean muscle, which is going to help you burn fat faster.
Yep.
So I really encourage women. Men usually will jump right in and go too heavy.
Women need
But
to
women,
lift heavy.
I have to really encourage them to lift heavy, and then they see results a little bit quicker. So I do that. But anyway, jumping back to the boxing conditioning, I love it. We have, I'm not sure how many bags, 36,
We have a lot.
40
I know.
heavy bags in there.
There's a lot of them out
Yeah,
there.
and then there's a separate stereo, so whoever's teaching the class gets to put on their own music, particular for that class, so you're not listening to the gym music. I mean, everything's set up. It's a great setup.
We all have our own rooms.
Yeah,
Like I have my own very own room.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big music person per se, just for what I'm doing. I like music in the background, but if it's really loud, they can't hear what I'm saying. So, but I love that right outside the door, I always get to enjoy their music. Sometimes I don't even put my music on because the music outside the door is so perfect. And there's a door between, a door that actually closes, and then there's boxing right outside my door. And then the turf room where you're doing the DUT, that's its own room.
Yes.
And again, you can have your own stereo and your own music in that room.
Yeah.
The cycle is its own room, obviously, but we have our own spaces.
Yeah.
So when you're in there too, you don't feel like it's so crowded and you're tripping over each other. Everybody kind of, you can walk in there and it's like, wait a minute, there's no one here, but then you look in all the classes and they're all
full. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool environment that
Yeah.
way.
And then that being said, having the freedom to not just stay in that room, to go outside or to go into the cycle room or to go upstairs, there's so much freedom. So we have that. We have our particular rooms, but then we can go anywhere else we want.
And we're getting a boxing ring too.
And I heard we're getting a boxing ring
heard.
upstairs.
We're getting
Yeah.
we have an octagon in there.
Yeah.
But we are getting an actual boxing ring. So how much fun is that? And the octagon, I gotta say, for the kids. I mean,
love
it
it.
does, adults love training in there as well. Especially if they're serious about it, their sport. But the kids, come on, they just have so much fun.
Yeah.
I see them and they're actually learning skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
They're not just in there jumping around. I'll see them actually learning, like grappling, or they're learning something. So while you're getting your workout, your kids are actually like in an octagon. They're like all excited. I'm in the octagon, and they're learning something. And then now we're going to have a boxing ring.
Now we're gonna have a
Yeah.
boxing ring. It's funny. I had I subbed a kids jiu-jitsu class, and there was a 4-year-old little girl in there, and I'm teaching them some techniques, but the attention span is very
She's
short.
4.
Yeah, so they want to throw the ball, but anyway, I was showing her something how to this boy that was, I think he was about 7 years old, so he's a lot bigger than her, and I was showing her a simple sweep from the ground. I said, just grab him here and roll him over. and she grabbed him and she flipped him and then she sat on top of him and held him down. And I said, wow, you know, so we did that a couple times. So then I went to her dad after class and I said, how does she know how to do that already? And he said she learned it here. She learned it at UFC by taking these classes. So even though she's 4 years old and they do some playing, they are still really learning technique. And that's gonna, you know, for a little girl that's 4 years old that's so tiny, that's gonna take her a long way, you know, as long as she sticks with it.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And so I love boxing conditioning because boxing is fun.
Yes.
And I have to say, we talked about this, I think, a couple weeks when we were on the air, that there's different kinds of work. There's things you can do all the time, and there's some things that you should limit how many days you're doing them.
Right.
And boxing is the kind of thing, and I'm not talking kickboxing, boxing is the kind of thing, because it's centrifugal, you can do that almost every day and be okay with it.
Yeah.
So that's actually a really good cardio workout. But the good news of that cardio workout is you are getting muscle masses. I mean, you're getting rid of muscle mass. You're building muscle mass and you're leaning out.
Exactly.
In a different kind of way. It's a different kind of body type. And jump rope is, for me, one of the best cardios. Why I like it is because you can do it anywhere.
Yeah. You can.
You know, anybody can do it anywhere. So, you know, all these things together. So those are those classes. So like right now, just in the last, you know, couple minutes, look at all the different things and vary just in these, just in the two of you that you bring to the gym. I stay kind of in my lane line. I don't kind of step over into anyone else's because I do what I do.
Right.
And it's on the BalaCore, and it's very, it's more, you know, sometimes it's a little faster, but it's more slow controlled. And in my classes, I really break down every muscle. Like I teach you where it's inserted, where it's attached, how does it work, what's its job. And then from there, we go to the next level. And like yesterday, we were doing chest work, and I was actually going through the difference of kind of the longer limbs versus a shorter limb. What should your range of motion look like on a chest press or a fly? So I break things down. And the good news is the body is changing.
Yeah.
But then when you go out and you jump in Lyndon's class, all of a sudden you're going to be doing everything perfect. If you have your form down and you understand how your body is working, and you have that ability to understand your body at that level and take ownership of your body, any class that you go to, you're going to get more results out of it, and you're going to be better at it. And it's going to make it easier for who's ever leading the class. And that's what I got from a few of the coaches. Say they can always tell the people that come out of my class because they have such a different awareness of their body.
Right.
You're right. Yeah, I noticed the difference. What's crazy for me is I've noticed my body is changing from the classes that I've been taking there. Like I've taken, you know, Angela's boxing and Lyndon's boxing, and his, of course, I'm his biggest fan, and his DUT, and it's crazy. I told Lyndon, I'm like, I didn't even plan for this to happen, but because I love the classes so much, I'm noticing difference in my back and areas that were really tough for me, and now I'm like UFC's biggest fan. I'm like, I just enjoy the classes so much.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, and so if you need a gym, or maybe you're at the gym and you've been at a gym for a long time and you're not getting any results, you're not seeing results, you're feeling kind of lost, you'll know, it's funny, you'll just kind of get that feeling where you're just not getting motivated to get up and go into the gym in the morning. If that is happening, just come give us a try. Now, tomorrow we're having football appreciation night, right? We're all wearing our jerseys of our favorite teams. Go Chiefs, go Rams. I don't know what I'm going to wear.
Go Lakers.
I don't watch football.
I
love it.
Lakers football.
So we're going to have all of our rivalries in the gym, but you can come for free. Come try it out, bring a friend. And then obviously if you're coming in and you want to try for a couple more days, I'll definitely arrange that for you. And I think it's good to come in and try a few different classes, because you might come in and try one class and go, gosh, this is just not for me. Well, you might want to try it again.
Yes.
But you know, it's also good, say, you know what, let me try this other class and try a little bit of everybody's class and get to know us, because we're all have the same passion, but we all teach a little bit different.
Yeah.
So you might like really be attracted to one style, and you might be attracted to that style for a certain reason.
Exactly.
So we're going to be right back. This is Ellen Como on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back to the Fitness Show, brought to you by UFC Gym of Santa Clarita. My name is Ellen Como. I'm your host, and I have Vanessa and Lyndon Coleman here today. They are two of the trainers and coaches over at UFC Gym Santa Clarita. We've been talking about what they do, the different classes, and how varied their classes are. I mean, what you're doing, if you heard the show, and I hope you heard most of the show, Vanessa, the two classes she's giving, and Lyndon, the two that he is giving, they're so different. But I've got to say, all these classes together, our gym is a perfect cross-training gym because you can hit all spectrums.
Yes.
And so some gyms, you'll notice gyms always take on their own personality. Every gym does. And they tend to all be like one way, or they tend to go a different way. But I love Mike, our owner. It all starts with the owner always. And our owner allows each and every one of us to be who we are.
Oh my goodness,
He's
yes.
never tried to put us into a box. He's never tried to say, well, Ellen, maybe you need to do more of this. He really encourages us to be individually who we are and bring individually who we are to our classes every day. And that is a really big deal.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you'll go into a gym, and I've been to gyms, and I know you have too, where they want everybody taking one certification and training one way. And I've got to say, if that's going on, if that certain training does not work for you or your body, because that can happen sometimes, you really get you can't really get the results that you want to.
Yeah.
But if you're walk into a gym where everyone's allowed to be who they are and to share their passion the way they share it, and to have the personalities and to have our teaching styles come from us individually, you're going to find your place.
I love that he trusts us. He really trusts us. He could see our passion and our love for what we do. And I think that is when I have been in gyms for 14 years, because I went the last two. Let's say a long time.
Yes.
And this is the first time I truly feel like I could just be teach the way that I want to teach. I am under a format. PIO is a format that I completely respect because, someone I love it's her love, it's her passion. So I respect that, but I'm not, is micromanaged a good word? I'm not told.
Great word.
Yeah, I'm not told this is the way it has to fit into this box. Just be who I am, and that's one of the greatest things I love about working here.
Yeah, because a lot of the bigger gyms, because they've got just gyms everywhere, they make you go through the same training, teach exactly the same way, and even if you're in a personal training session, you're going to be taught the exact same thing. And there's the problem with that is that everybody's body is different and it responds to different things, and everybody walks in. Somebody might walk in, never worked out a day in their life. Someone else could be walking in, they've worked out their whole life wrong, and now they have injuries absolutely everywhere. And then someone else walks in and they've been in sports, so they have some sports related injuries. So you're getting all these different people walking the door. How in the world do you train them all the same way? You don't.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of questionnaires, so you can break down exactly what's going on with them, so you can customize a training for them.
Yes,
that is another thing we didn't mention. We are also coaches there now too, personal training coaches. Yeah,
we're doing that as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing that soon. I haven't.
Okay.
I'm supposed to, and I just haven't given my schedule yet.
Yeah.
But I'm supposed to be starting that as well, because personal training was actually where I came from originally.
Oh, okay.
I was in personal training. Gosh, I've been in the business over 32 years.
Wow.
And I was a personal trainer, and then when I invented my product, I started personal training on like 4 to 6 people, and then it just kept growing.
Yeah.
But I really was never trained as a group trainer, and that's why when I teach, I do teach like a personal trainer, because that's my background.
Exactly. That makes sense.
So yeah, I know.
think I'm one of the few that came from group fitness first. Group fitness is where I started it all. Yeah.
Yeah, and so a lot of us came from one-on-one, and then we continue, and then it just grows from there. But so, and then you can go to different trainers and coaches, and our theory, although because we have experience, our theories might be a little bit different, but you're going to notice that there's a common thread of proper form, proper technique. There's modifications given all the time. And so, and I've got to say, if you do walk in the door, and I really hope you walk in the door, if you're not comfortable with something and something doesn't feel right, please always say something.
Yes.
We are open. I always said, if you have something negative, tell me about it. If it's positive, go tell the desk.
I like that. You should get T-shirts made that say that.
That's good. I love that, Ellen.
Yes. So we're going to be wrapping up this show. So go ahead. You teach. I don't even know if we have time. So go on our website and look for both Lyndon and Vanessa. And
Cycle
myself.
is not on the website, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. So cycle classes are not. Call in. Or walk in and grab a paper schedule.
And then I want to thank you guys so much. I want to have you back, and then we can talk about our subjects. I want you to all give out your advice and what you can do to help people get healthy and fit, because I know there's a plethora of information and knowledge in both of you. So